Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about Destruction Warlock fighting double question mark, let me solo him, Zekvir. I completed this yesterday on my Warlock that is 601 item level, so I'll be going over talents, my Warlock's gear, my brand setup, and the fight itself. And by the end of this, you'll have everything you need to get on your Warlock and go fight him and defeat him. I think the fight was a lot of fun, and in a lot of ways highlights the tools you have at hand in combat. And if you're new here or still yet unsubscribed, please do. Helps the channel out a lot. You can hit that bell as well. It will notify you when I come out with new videos. All right, first thing you'll see is we've gone Hellcaller. This gives you an instant cast dot that replaces your Immolate. Having to cast Immolate is lame, and also gives you a 1 minute cooldown that gives you haste and increases the stat count of this dot. Fantastic. Of the 3 choice nodes here, there's only 2 I'm going to talk about. Number 1 is going to be Curse of the Satyr. What this does is it takes your Curse of Weakness and tacks on the cast time increase effect of Curse of Demonic Tongue, meaning your 2 best curses are now 1 button, and then you can amp this curse to tack on the cast time increase of an additional 40%. So you're talking 70% cast time increase, 20% attack speed reduction, and an immunity to critical attacks. And the other choice node, Zephyr's Resilience, which causes your Dark Pact to also heal you every 1 second while active. The main benefit of this talent is not taking Illhoof's Design, which reduces your max health by 10%, and then allows you to Soul Leech an additional 15% max health. Now Soul Leech is big, it's an absorb on yourself that you perpetually refill via damage. Problem is when you're constantly taking that damage, that shield's never going to be top, and the net 5% health increase that you would get by taking this talent is effectively lost, and you're most likely just going to be sitting at 10% less max health the whole time with a non-full Soul Leech absorb. And final, just a note about the Malevolence talent. So this is a 1 minute cooldown that gives you a bunch of haste and ramps up the stat count of Wither you have on any mob that has it. Demonic Circle Teleport is how you're going to be self-dispelling the enfeebled spittle dot. Problem is this goes out just a couple seconds quicker than your 30-second cooldown on the teleport. Always good to wait for a second, not much longer than that, to see if Bran dispels you. When you choose to dispel the dot, you should be dispelling it as early as possible. You can also line of sight the cast of the spittle, get behind a wall or one of the doors and just prevent the application entirely. Mortal Coil, this serves as a heal and a fantastic opening CC on crabs or spiders, whichever ones you're looking at. The Horrify effect is not broken on damage, and the heal effect is nice if you get hit by an enfeebling spittle and you can't dispel it and Bran's not helping you out. You're gonna hit Unending Resolve, Dark Pact, Mortal Coil, and Healthstone. Demonic Inspiration is just pet damage and allows you to get Sweet Souls. This is a healing increase on Healthstone, and now that Demonic Healthstones exist and can be used multiple times in combat, just up all the time should you need it. Frankly, you're not going to need Dark Pact sooner than a minute at a time. You should be able to teleport every other dot at least. And the same thought process for Unending Resolve here, just increased damage reduction on it, because frankly pressing it and Dark Pact not necessarily going to be enough to keep you alive from a spittle. It's bonkers. It does so much damage. Demonic Hellstone allows you to use your Hellstone multiple times in combat, and it's only a 1 minute cooldown. Fel's Energy is just a boost to your Soul Leech healing and absorb effect. Soul Link is actually pretty big. 10% DR effectively. Your pet's not going to die. This is at least twice as good as the 5% stamina increase that it would give you if you Grimoire Sacrifice. Another reason not to Grimoire Sacrifice is then it requires you to be able to cast your Interrupt, while having your demon out allows you to interrupt things while you're still casting. You'll see me take advantage of that a lot, on top of the fact that the boss is taking an extra 70% time to cast it due to our amped curse. Soulburn's only real use is to empower the Healthstone, increases the healing, gives you max health increase for a short period after you've eaten a Soulburned Healthstone. Let's see real quick if Soulburn Teleport makes you immune to spittle. It absolutely does. So yeah, Soulburn Demonic Circle Teleport will make you immune to the enfeebled spittle. The benefit there would be to do it in advance as best you could. As you Demonic Teleport 1, the next spittle will come out just a couple seconds, like 2 seconds before your next teleport is up, and then it's like 4 seconds. So any lead on that you can get is great. Also note that you're probably always going to get dispelled from that first spittle. I would just count on it. So don't start teleporting them off until you need to. And as for my spec tree, frankly, I don't like Demon Fire. I'm not a big Shadowburn guy. I just want to throw meatballs at the boss. Definitely take Havoc. This will be up for every webbed ad. Strongly urge you to take Rolling Havoc. This just increases your damage during that Havoc window, and that's the most important window. One other maybe surprise is taking Inferno. At the end of the fight, I'm running around casting Rain of Fire because I can't sit and plant, and Rain of Firing the ad and the boss at the same time is better than not being able to get a cast off. And you'll see it's actually quite effective. It's close enough to the damage of one Chaos Bolt. Not a good Havoc Chaos Bolt, but it's close enough. Of course, I'll have this full build posted in the description. Feel free to rip it up and do anything else here. I think the main points of interest are going to be the amped Curse of Satyr and the various health and DR talents. I'll take a look at the gear. There's not much going on here. I do have the 4-piece. 3 of those are veteran pieces. Hell yeah. And I do have 2 sockets in my neck and both rings. In addition, I have the Rep Pheromone Trinket, which is the 2 stats you prefer, and a primary stat proc, and the Shadow Binding Ritual Knife, 3k Intellect, also 619 crafted weapon with the Haste Enchant, and an Absorb Shield embellishment that didn't proc. I don't have any other damage embellishments or anything like that. Yeah, and lastly, let's take a quick look at Bran. My Bran is a level 49. Obviously, he's healing on this fight for me. There's a variety of defensive options in this row, none of which are consistent enough with surviving spit when it comes out. Porcelain Arrowhead Idol causes Bran to periodically debuff the boss, increasing your crit strike chance against them. Unbreakable Iron Idol definitely works and can taunt. I wouldn't recommend any of the options that cause you to run around and do anything. The real secret is the Amorphous Relic. This is the best thing you can put on Bran. This either gives you a maximum health increase of 20% in addition to damage and healing increase of 12%, or it gives you movement speed by 20 and haste by 12. Both are great. I wouldn't be discouraged by getting the miniature one. That movement speed's real nice and haste is really nice, especially if you have 15% haste. But I would recommend these 2, absolutely. And now I think we've covered everything. All right, we do just be running in. I'm going to pull boss pretty quickly, then we're going to amp curse, hit him with Curse of the Satyr. Wither's on cooldown. Often you might see me holding, by Wither I mean Malevolence is on cooldown. A lot of times I might save that for ad, but mostly I'm always just relying on Havoc to do the brunt of the work. See how slow this regenerating carapace is? So slow, and we just kick it at the very end. You buy yourself 5-6 seconds. The ad summoned, and we're in the middle of the room, so dodging this frontal is very good. Make sure not to run up to the ads. No reason you need to be doing that unless you're melee. First Enfeebling Spit, or sorry, second one. We did get Dispel on that. That's awesome. It's at this point that I would no longer rely on Bran to dispel you, but you can always give it a second or 2. And again, another super slow regenerating carapace. We take all day, reposition to the middle of the room. A little bit. There's one of these times when I have Burning Rush on for like a good 30 seconds. People yelling at me. Spittle coming out. The dot's still on me. I'm going to teleport it off. Even just teleporting that last half of the dot off, I'm like dead. And see, this is where I leave it on. And we have that real slow regenerating carapace. We're going to move over, kick that. Having dimensional rifts available for the ads too. They do a lot of damage. And here, dots on me. I unending resolve and dark back because I didn't get a dispel too quickly. Thankfully he did right before he got feared by the stump. Real super slow regenerating carapace cast. Just kick it at the very end. You buy yourself so much time. Havoc boss, swap to ad. Every time a cocoon spawns, you're going to just watch for the frontals. The frontals are going to be what gets you every time. Spit comes out, I have teleport. I immediately teleport it off. I'm not really going to rely on Bran too much. Also, if you're an undead like I am, You can Will of the Forsaken if you get stomped. You cannot pre-Will of the Forsaken. You only do it after you get hit. And boss is nearing 60%, so we're not going to Infernal until he's done with his Black Blood cast. And then we are just going to throw everything at him, I think, because it's a good 30-25 seconds before the next ad. So we Infernal. Probably, no, yeah, we do Malevolence. And again, maintaining control of the middle of the room. When you can't plant your feet and you're going to cap Soul Shards, just Rain of Fire. Portals are up. They do a direct spit into each other's mouth, and if you get hit by that spit, you're going to get yoinked through every portal. I got a Dispel there. And again, not going up to the ad. You can line of sight yourself down here from the ad, so you got to be careful, but you can't run up or you're going to get probably frontaled by the Claw Slam. Real slow cast. I've got to reapply the Amp Curse soon. And again, just don't be in between two portals. You'll even see the item go between them. Little loogie. Bran is dead, and Bran is up. We get Spittle. I port that off. Get out of the portal. Oh, see, I'm totally about to get yanked. Silly. Maybe it had already gone through that side. Again, back to the middle of the room. Keeping him in the middle of the room is also important to avoid those slams, because if he's at one end, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle, you're going to be in the wide. Do I teleport? No. We got a Dispel. Look at Bran. Pulling his weight. Honestly, I don't. Just a note. If Bran dies, your interact button will allow you to Fortnite res him, right? Just run up and spam it. You'll see I didn't have to click on him. And I did it as soon as it happened. Luckily enough, the next cast was Call Web Terror. But if it was Claw Smash, Infinite Horror, res him as fast as you can. If you can run up and hit interact without dying, do that. Unless you have an ad that has to die right effing now. Take the opportunity, because I think I actually get a Dispel not too soon after I res him here. But we Call Web Terror. And again, real slow cast. We interrupt at the very, very end. Stay in the middle of the room, dodging the Claw Slam. And I LOS myself here a little bit. You see me bulk at 2 Chaos Bolts. It's kind of lame. This thing just super dies real quick. Yeah, we Rain of Fire that one. And we teleport our dot off before the slams. Like, instantly just do it if you have it. And especially if you're at 26% boss health. Still close enough to easily dodge. And while you can get hit by the web and tank it a little bit better than the enfeebled dot, it's still just kill you. Don't get hit by the grip. And this is where I decide I really can't plant my feet much after this horror. I think he goes into a Claw Smash and then a web. Maybe it's the next ad. I Rain of Fire down one ad entirely. I don't even directly target it. Might be next one. Adds up, I coil him. He's got a lot of health. I get a little lucky here. You can see right here, him and I are actually LOS from each other. So this cast is going to go through. I'm going to go down to the right. It's not going to hit me at all. It's just going to go into the wall. Thank goodness. And then I dodged the Claw Smash. Woo. So I got super duper lucky there. And so Spit comes out. Bran is unconscious. We have to portal this one off 100%. And I wasn't quite sure where my portal was, so I didn't want to blindly do it. So I put a new one down. And this is where we start Rain of Firing stuff, because I'm like, you know what? We got to spend some Soul Shards. We got to get the damage on the boss and the ad. If you can't do anything else, that's fantastic. Again, slow cast. We've reapplied our Amped Curse of Satyr again. Melee attacks have not even been close to hurting me. Enfeebled Spit. Now, I wasn't sure what happened on this Spit. Let's check it. So it goes out and it just doesn't hit me. Interesting. I would have had the portal Hey guys, just checking out Bran's ability list, and the reason I didn't get infected by that enfeebled spit is because of this ability, Aegis of Ironforge. It's a DR and loss of control prevention effect that healer Bran just happens to have. So if you have this buff on you, when spit goes out, you won't get it. If you ever feel like you got dispelled really fast or didn't get the buff for any reason other than line of sighting it, this is what happened. And this is where I abandon the ad, and I think 4 million damage, we can definitely kill him before the ad becomes a problem. I'm like, oh, I'm dodging, Bran's dead. Oh no, spit's coming out, I port this off. There's no way I don't. Nope. Boss is dead, why would I port it off if the boss is dead? Bran dispels me at the very, very end. Woo! Show you my face real quick. How you doing, bud? Rough fight, huh? Yeah. So, Warlock's a pretty handy class for this fight, and anytime you're fighting two targets at 30-second intervals, Destro Warlock is probably going to be among the best specs. And frankly, Warlock's one of the best classes. We all know that, right? Again, go out there, get your Void Touched, Delve, Dirigible, and most importantly, don't go farm a bunch of gear or consumables or anything like that. You can do this with basically what you're wearing. Don't go broke. And of course, I want to thank you all for watching the video. Thanks for all the new subscribers. That's crazy. I really love you. You want to support the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, interact, share with your friends, do whatever. I really do appreciate it. It's been great. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.